morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever this is. This is Tanks and Tutties, presented by Tubbs and Frankie. Here we are, man. Episode 80, Conference Championship weekend. Unfortunately, only one of our teams is alive. It's the team that deserves it more, but we'll get into all that.
Whoa.
We'll get into all that. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. We didn't really do too much again. Paige has been doing a lot of studying, so it's just kind of been a chill week for me. Chill few weeks for me, I should say. Friday, Paige had class, I worked, and then I believe you and I played Xbox on Friday night. Saturday, there was 2 football games on.
Yep.
Was there? Yeah.
Yep.
So we watched football most of the time, and then later at night, we ended up watching a movie, or we started watching a show. I know you and I were going to play Xbox again Saturday. I did not end up getting on.
Yeah, you did.
And then Sunday.
We played Saturday.
Wait. Am I mixing up my days?
You might.
Saturday was
the Packer game,
yeah.
and we watched that and played games. Did you not play Friday?
Yeah. Maybe.
Or no, you didn't, because Friday I got on real late. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah. So Friday I was going to play, and then I didn't because we started watching a show, is what it was. Saturday, Packer game, brutal end to the day. But we played Xbox while I watched that, and then Sunday, Lions game was on. We were out grocery shopping. We were out doing all different sorts of shopping. I swear everything was still shut down here because it's been a mess for the last week. Came home, watched football for the night, and then continued finishing up our show. I think we've watched 2 shows in the last week. One was called The Trust. Great show. I recommended it to you. You should definitely watch it. And then we watched American Nightmare, I think is what it is. It's like a 3-episode docuseries about this like serial kidnapper, basically. I don't know. It was pretty good. So yeah, we've been cooking through the Netflix shows lately, but sad weekend. Hoping we can improve this weekend and just enjoy the rest of the time we have left with football. So how was your weekend?
I had a damn good weekend. It was pretty chill. Sid was out in California visiting her friend, so Friday night we celebrated my parents' birthdays. It was a week late due to weather the week before. But we went over there. We had deep dish Giordano's that was delivered from Chicago. That was fucking fire. Played some cards, hung out a little bit. Then I headed home, played games with my brother all night. Woke up Saturday. Didn't do much in the morning. Did a little bit of work. And then Papa Tubbs came over, helped me install a faucet. Shout out to him. I would have never been able to do it without him. And then did a little bit more work. And then played games, watched football. I want to say I got Taco Bell on Saturday. I love Taco Bell. I was really craving it. Saturday, woke up, game day. Sorry, not Saturday. Sunday, woke up, game day. Didn't go grocery shopping. I was so in the zone with the Lions game. I was watching highlights all morning. I think I did a little bit of work on Sunday, actually, and played some games then. Went over to my parents. Watched the game with all of them. We got wings, watched a W, and then headed home, and we played games and watched the Bills-Chiefs game Sunday night. So, just a basic weekend. A lot of video games, actually, which was nice. Soaked up the double XP on the Call of Duty, so that was sweet. Now, locks and long shots, not a good week for the boys, but not a bad one. So we've got our all-time numbers there. Not going to say those. My locks had our first push of the 2024 year. It takes me to 3-1-1 now. Still a great record. Ravens -9, that hit. Glad I went against my gut with that one. I remember I wanted the Texans +9. I did have the over 44 that ended up pushing. It finished 34-10. We'll take a push there. This week, I noticed something last week, and it was in both games, right? So the Packers game, I noticed that Aaron Jones had himself a day. He was pretty much doing what he wanted to. The 49ers rush defense is weak on the edges. Inside, couldn't really get much going. But anytime they got it outside the tackles, Jones had fucking field to work with. So I'm liking Gibbs over 75.5 rush and receiving. The second part of that is that during the Lions game, I noticed we are really trying to use Gibbs way more than Monty right now, which I love. I think he's more talented. He's younger. He's fresher. But Monty gets those hard yards when you need them, so I still love Monty. But over 75.5 rush and receiving, he can get that on one play, either a rush or a pass. So I think he's going to easily cash that there. Then my long shots, not a good one. Lost both of them, so I'm 1-3 now. Had Collins anytime touchdown, not even close. Diggs anytime touchdown, kind of close. Had him in the end zone, missed him once early in the first half, and then had a deep pass that I guess could have been a touchdown. But Diggs let it go through his hands because he's blind. This week, though, we're going to stick with Gibbs, man. I'm bumping it up to 100-plus rushing and receiving, plus 235. I love this. I will be betting it myself 100% without a doubt. I'm putting a full unit on it, which is stupid. It should be a half unit. So everybody, if you're betting at home and you got yourself some units, take the half unit on Gibbs, 100-plus. I think he hit this last week. I'm not sure, actually. I got it pulled up. Let me check right here. I know he had 74 yards rushing. How much did he have receiving? Gibbs, 40 yards receiving. There you go. Cashed it last week. A little back-to-back, no problem. Obviously, the 49ers defense is a little bit better than the Bucs, but their rush defense looks similar to me. Honestly, the Bucs rush defense looked better than the 49ers last week. They were shutting us down for a while. So, yeah, Gibbs 100+. What do you think?
I like both of those. I have some plays that I'll get to later here that I'm trying to hit before we get to Sunday so that I have some extra winnings to place on these games. But I do like both of those. I think Gibbs has been getting a lot more use lately, especially the second half of the season. And then, like you said, with the Niners defense, it's a lot more hyped up than I think it actually is. They have names, but I don't think the names are doing exactly what they should be doing. So, I mean, it really only takes a few attempts for Gibbs to break over this. So,
I agree. Your locks and long shots.
Yeah, so last week, not terrible. Finally got the first loss on the locks. We had the Packers plus 10 that hit, and then I had Purdy over half an interception that lost. He should have had like 3 of them.
Yes.
I don't know if it was the
he
weather
had 5.
or it was just bad. I mean, there was a pick 6 in 2 people's hands and just dropped both of them.
Yep.
But Packers plus 10 was free, so we'll take that dub. This week we're going Lions plus 7. I mean, the Lions beat the Packers almost beat the Niners, and the Packers easily covered 10. So what's 7 points?
It's the transverse property.
This feels like it's going to be a 3-point game at most. Maybe like a last-second field goal to win by 1. That's the most I can see this. So we'll take the Lions plus 7. Then I'm going to take the Chiefs team total under 21.5. It's minus 142. I think most books have it at 20.5, but you can buy it up to 21.5. Chiefs just put up 24 against the Bills, and I think the Ravens defense is far better than the Bills defense. I saw a thing about how Von Miller was paid so much money and barely had any stats this year. He was getting paid like $2.3 million per tackle, I think is what it was.
That's crazy.
Anyways, yeah. I mean, Chiefs putting up 21 isn't a disrespectable number.
Right.
And 21 still gets us our under. So I like the chance that they don't put up a ton of points. It's not a shootout. Like I don't know. The Chiefs offense isn't that terrifying this year. It's a different Chiefs team. So we'll take that. Long shots. 2 and 3. We did get another loss last week. We had the Jordan Love under a half an interception. He did throw a pick. Not looking good. One sec. I'm getting a phone call. Can you take over?
Yep, go ahead. So I'm not going to talk about his long shots. I'll let him come back to that. But just I'll talk about some other lines I'm looking at. I do love Mahomes as an underdog is crazy to me. We saw what happened last week when he was an underdog. They won outright. I believe it's like plus 2.5, plus 3. Take that because Mahomes is 8-2 in his career. against the spread when he's an underdog. I think the Chiefs could win this game outright. I think it's going to be a great fucking game. It's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a dog's week. Take the Lions, take the Chiefs. The other thing I'm looking at is Mahomes under passing yards. The Ravens' pass defense looked phenomenal last week against CJ Stroud. Mahomes has no one to throw to. This is going to be a Pacheco grinded out game. Pacheco yards I wouldn't touch either because the Ravens' defense is so scary. But definitely Mahomes under passing. But I like Mahomes on the spread, or the Chiefs on the spread. And then in the Lions game, I don't really have an opinion about the spread other than if I wasn't a Lions fan, I believe I would still say you got to take the Lions here, especially 7 points. 6.5, you could maybe talk me into the Niners. But with the 7, at least if the Lions do lose by 7, you get the push, get your money back. Over under, I have no idea what it's at, but I wouldn't touch either because this could be a shootout and it could also be one team blows the other out. I'm going to get into my thoughts later, so I'm going to hold back right now. But either team could blow out the other one. So, are you back?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I am.
Go ahead.
So what did I miss?
I said I wasn't going to talk about your long shots. I just talked about some things I was watching this weekend. I said Mahomes as an underdog is 8-2 against the spread. And we saw what happened last week when he was an underdog. So I said take the Chiefs, take the points, take the money line. And then I said I like Mahomes under passing just because CJ Stroud got shut down by the Ravens defense and Mahomes has no one to throw to. And then I said I don't really have an opinion about the over-under in the Lions game, but I said if I was an unbiased fan, I think I would still take the Lions.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I'll talk about my stuff later.
Yep.
But for my long shots, we still have Tennessee to win the SEC Open. I think they won last week. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with Tennessee basketball as much as I wanted to. Wisconsin to win the Big Ten. They've been back and forth. I took them to win, and then I'm pretty sure the next game was the game that they lost last week to... Oh, who did they lose to?
Was it Iowa?
No, I think it was Northwest. No, we beat Northwestern. I don't know.
Pulling it up.
Playing Minnesota right now, looking pretty good.
Oh, they lost to Penn State.
That's what it was. I'm not too worried about it until we get to the conference tournament. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, last week I had the Jordan Love under half interception. Like I said, that lost. He threw 2 of them. This week, there's a golf tournament that I am starting to get back into the swing of things. Like
pun intended.
So I'm keeping an eye on golf, and I've been doing some research the last couple days. I have a to make the cut parlay that I really like. That is plus 276. It is 3 legs. Pulling it up right now. Wow, FanDuel is slow. Okay, so first leg to make the cut. Hideki Matsuyama. He is minus 154 to make the cut. Adrian Moronk, minus 196 to make the cut. And then Daniel Berger, minus 196 to make the cut. May not have heard of some of these names. Moronk has been playing very well lately. Hideki Matsuyama is just kind of a pretty average golfer with the high weeks, but he's been playing well also. And then Daniel Berger has been playing some of the best golf in his life. All they have to do is make the cut. Then I'm taking Colin Morikawa, plus 1,200 to win the tournament. He has been playing phenomenal golf as usual, and he has finished 4th and 3rd the last 2 years here, only getting better. It's going to be pouring rain the entire week. They've gotten 1.5 inches of rain here. Just looks like it's gross. As long as Morikawa can stay on the fairways and putt well like he usually does, I like him to have a chance. And then we'll go back to football. I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown on the touchdown score, plus 135. And that's all I got.
I've got a Tennessee update. I pulled it up. They went undefeated last week. They beat Florida and Bama, both at home. Currently second in the SEC behind Auburn, of course, who has not lost in the SEC. So when does Tennessee play Auburn? Because that's going to be a big game.
I think it's next week,
No.
to be honest with you.
February 28th.
Okay, so
Tennessee has not lost at home yet, but they have lost 2 on the road. The Auburn game, the first one, I'm assuming they play again. No, they only play him once. Did they already play him?
I don't think so.
They only play him once unless I missed it. They play him at home, though. Let me look real quick.
Well, that's good because they are much better at home. So.
Yeah, they haven't lost at home. Yeah, they only played Auburn once. That's weird. I thought everybody played everybody twice.
Interesting.
That is odd. All right, moving on, though. So you were just talking about golf. We might as well preview it just a bit. We also had some golf news last week to talk about. I'm going to let you go ahead and just pop off because you obviously have done the research. I only saw the headline, so you go ahead.
So last week, this is the quick story that we have. Nick Dunlap. He won the American Express tournament, shot 29 under throughout the weekend. Amazing score. Ended up winning by 1 stroke. He is, fun fact, a 20-year-old sophomore at the University of Alabama. He's the first amateur to win a tour event since Phil won one in 91. He's also the youngest amateur to win an event since 1910. So basically in the history of golf. Crazy that this dude won a tournament and can't even have a legal drink. But anyways, the winning prize for last week's American Express tournament was $1.5 million. Because he is an amateur and not a professional golfer, he cannot collect that $1.5 million.
So dumb.
So then the second place golfer, who lost by 1 stroke, collects the first place prize money of $1.5 million. Third place gets second money, and so on and so on. So you would think, all right, this guy's got to go pro, right? So now that he won, he has the opportunity to turn pro at any point if he chooses to, and he would join the PGA Tour immediately with auto membership through 2026. Duh. Like, if that's me and I'm offered that, I'm taking that.
Mm-hmm.
So he can choose to join now. He gets it through 2026. He can also choose to wait and then join next year. He still gets it for 2 more years, or wait until 2 years out, and then he gets it for 2 more years. He told reporters that he's unsure what he wants to do next. Sir, you were just given the opportunity to become a pro golfer after winning the first pro tournament you've played in as an amateur. And you're turning it down?
You know what he's waiting for? He's waiting for the live offer.
Oh, that's true. Maybe.
I think that's actually probably what it was. Because when I saw that, too, I was like, what the fuck? What are you waiting for? You can't make any more money. I think he's waiting for the live offer, and he might take it. Because guess what? You get to go live in, like, fucking Dubai? Yeah, sign me up.
Well, they don't even play in Dubai. That's the thing. They play all over the world.
I'm saying with his money, he could live in Dubai. That's what I meant. Did you see that he gave Nick Saban putting lessons?
I did.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's just crazy that this dude's a sophomore. Like, if you become a pro golfer, you could still go to classes, right?
Yeah, you could do some online shit. But also, if you become a pro golfer, you don't ever have to go back to college because you'll make enough money if you're smart enough. You just don't work again the rest of your life. You just become.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, do your pro golfing for what would you say? He could probably golf till he's 40. You know, if he's the next Tiger or whatever, he's probably not. But say you get a good 10 to 15 out of it, and then
he is the first golfer since Tiger to win the U.S. Amateur Championship and then his first pro tournament.
There you go. So, kid, take the shot because if you're good enough, you golf forever. You never have to fucking finish school, or you golf for 10 to 15.
And literally, golf's a game that you can play forever.
Exactly. Golf for 10 to 15. Then you can hop on the senior tour or wait for the senior tour, whatever. Or you can go work at a golf course, be the what do they call it? The PBA, or not PBA, that's bowling. The PGA professional. All it is a class. I'm sure you can automatically get it if you golfed on the tour. And you just rake in about probably 6 figures if you go to a big course. And then bing, bang, boom, save some of your money from golfing. They get paid ridiculous even if they barely make the cut. Like, live with your parents and then just travel Thursday through Sunday. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Take the fucking shot.
Yeah.
Torrey Pines, when does it start? Does it start tomorrow Wednesday or is it Thursday?
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to bring it up. It starts Wednesday as people are listening to this. I don't know what time. I think it starts at like 10 because it's out in Cali.
I'm about to pull it up.
But so it'll run Wednesday through Saturday. I do have some quick notes on it.
There's
like I said earlier,
siren,
it's
folks.
Yes. So Wednesday through Sunday, Southern California is getting pounded with rain. They're under a flood watch. They're supposed to get 1.2 inches, or they've gotten 1.2 inches of rain so far, and there's more to come. I honestly could see this getting delayed, so we'll see.
They don't tee off until 11:50, by the way. Just pulled it up.
Okay.
Plenty of time to get your bets
I don't know if you know this, but Torrey Pines has two courses. There's the South Course, where the U.S. Open is held, and then there's the North Course, which is slightly easier. Each golfer plays one round at each course, and then they do the cut, and then they go back to only the South Course for the weekend. Thick rough, slightly less narrow than Winged Foot, which is supposed to be like one of the toughest courses. Accuracy distance going to be key. POA greens, which just means that the greens are difficult and they grow throughout the day pretty quickly. I'm not going to go through all of my notes. The people I'm keeping an eye on, I'll probably try to place some outright winners once my bets settle for the night. I'm going to go Morikawa plus 1,200. Sungjae Im, he's been playing great, and he was top 25 last week, and he's finished top 6 here the last 2 years. Tony Finau plus 2,500. Form's been good, driver's well. Tied for 9th last year, and he's got 8 top 25 finishes in 9 trips here. So I don't hate that. Matsuyama at plus 6,000. Just an elite ball striker, keeps the ball in play. Top 9 last year, hasn't missed a cut in the last 7 years. Good putting history. And then Ryan Fox at plus 8,000, just strictly because it's his birthday this week. So,
what do you think about Thigala?
I haven't done a ton of research on how he's been lately. I had this whole golf data model up on my computer earlier that I found online. If I can remember what it was actually called.
The only reason I ask is because I saw a video of him doing a dance and he looked pretty sweet, so I bet him this morning, plus 3,000. So that's
always good.
That's my guy. I'm throwing him on there. I will probably be betting all of these you have listed here, your top 5, top 10, top 40. I'll get all of your unit sizes after. But how would you unit size your winners there? Would you put half a unit on Morikawa and then say a quarter on everybody else? Maybe like an eighth on Ryan Fox?
I
feel like half a unit on Morikawa would be safe. Sungjae,
I might even go a full unit on Morikawa, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Just because I'm that confident. Not confident that he's going to win, but
that he'll be
there
there.
might be some, he's going to be in the fight. There might be some cash out opportunity.
That's all I need is a chance.
I'd probably go half a unit on Sungjae, maybe a half on Finau, a quarter on the other, maybe even less on Fox.
I was going to say Fox, you should probably just go like a tenth.
Yeah. And then because of the reasonings, I'm going Sungjae top 5 at plus 450. Like I said, he's got 2 top 6s the last 2 years. Finau top 10. And then Matsuyama and Will Zalatoris top 40. The odds aren't bad, and basically they just need to make the cut and not fall apart. So I think I'm a little bit worried it might get dicey on the weekend, just depending on how much rain they do get. Will Zalatoris is not known for being a good putter, and these are some of the toughest greens in the entire tour. But he's actually gained strokes the last 5 rounds of golf that he's played. So maybe the putting's actually coming around. I don't know. He had that whole back surgery last year. Maybe he's fixed things early in the season, so I'll test it out a little bit and kind of run with it. But by the way, the golf site that I was looking at is literally called golfdata.com. So
I'll have to remember that. I love betting golf. It's electric. I can watch it at work, watch my guys. So I will be doing that this weekend. I love Torrey Pines, too. Torrey Pines is fun to watch.
Sahith Theegala. He is... Ooh. The data looks good.
Good. Love
2
to
weeks
hear
ago,
that.
he finished second. He got cut last week, but...
That's fine. He was saving it for Torrey Pines. That's it. He's fresh. Yeah, I
Yep.
saw he was doing... I forget who posted it, but it was like one of his sponsors, I guess. And he just looked so goofy, and I was like, huh. I was like, he was in that Netflix documentary too. I was like, maybe I'll bet on him. So I threw half a unit on him to win it. All right.
God, I love this site.
You ready for some football?
Sweet. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start with.
You ready for some football?
Let's start with our predictions. We have our first eliminated on the predictions. I predicted Niners-Bills with the Bills winning it. They lost last week, so I'm out of that race. Yours is looking great, obviously. Niners-Ravens. Ravens are alive. They're your winner. So let's start with our recap. Let's start with the most boring game of the weekend. Texans-Ravens. CJ Stroud, he just didn't have a chance, man. The Ravens defense was suffocating. It was early in the game there, that first drive. He threw a perfect pass to Singletary, and when he made that pass, it was kind of just like, wow, CJ Stroud's going to have to make every throw damn near perfect for them to have a chance, which obviously is not possible, and we saw the Ravens ran away with it. Literally, Jackson ran for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Ravens look fucking good, man. They looked a little rusty in the first half, maybe. It was 10-10 at halftime, but because of a punt return. But their defense only allowed 3 points. Quick stat about the defense. The Texans this year have only been held touchdownless twice. And it was the same team, the Ravens twice. So if that tells you anything, the Texans offense was great. CJ Stroud was great all year, and the Ravens defense just shut them the fuck down. So Ravens Chiefs this week is going to be fun. Well, hang on. Let me pause. We're going to do a preview. Anything else on this game that I'm missing other than the fact that the Ravens just shut them the fuck down?
No, the Ravens are absolutely alive. I can't believe that people kind of overlooked them throughout the year.
It feels like they didn't get love until like 2 or 3 weeks
season,
before when they pretty much locked up the 1 seed. It was like, wow, these Ravens can play.
Yeah. A little bit worried because Gus did get hurt, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know how bad it was.
He missed the rest of the game, but they were up big, so it might have been a protective, he doesn't have to play.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything on the injury report, though.
I don't think I watched a ton of this game. For some reason, the Saturday afternoon game has been getting me lately. I didn't get to watch much of the Saturday afternoon games for the playoffs, and it kind of upset me, but that's all right.
I watched every single game, the whole game. All right, I found the Gus Edwards injury update. Suffered an injury, taking a handoff for 1 yard. He went to the sideline. They appeared to evaluate his left hand. Didn't return. 6 of the Ravens.
Oh, it's a hand injury?
Yeah, it was a left hand injury. Oh, this thing sucks.
He's fine.
It doesn't say if he's in or out, but whatever. Next game, obviously.
Hey, I have good news for you, actually.
What?
I have good news for you.
What's that?
Sahith Theegala finished tied for 4th last year.
Nice. That's all I'm saying, man. Give me a shot. Be in the top 10 heading into Sunday, and I'll be like, ooh, got a chance here. What that means is I'm also going to bet I'm top 5 after we're done recording. I guess the Ravens, man, they look fucking good. We'll see if Mahomes can get it done one more time. I think, what was it? Ravens are 3.5. I'm previewing again. Let's just get the recap. Packers-Niners. This game, actually, I'm going to let you go ahead. It's your team, obviously, so you go ahead.
The biggest thing that I have is I'm just pissed that it came down to a stupid special teams mistake again, like losing to the Niners year after year after year in the playoffs, and it always comes down to a special teams mistake. I shouldn't say it only came down to that because there was obviously more, but like the last factor in that is always the top of your mind, and it happened to be the missed field goal.
If he makes that field goal, it's first of all it's a 7-point game, and I think obviously it would have been a longer field. And this is going to hurt to hear this, but I think the Packers would have stopped him. They would have had all the momentum in the world.
Yeah.
7-point lead. It went once he missed that field goal. It went from Brock Purdy has to go win this game to the Packers have to not lose this game. If that makes sense at all.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure as we were watching it, I literally was like, we're going to fucking lose this game now because of that.
As soon as he missed that field goal, I believe you started with, don't lose this game because of that. And then after the commercial break and the first play, I think the first play was like a nice chunk play, you said, we're going to fucking lose this game.
Yeah, I will say I think if there's anything that pissed me off the most this game, it was the missed tackling. There was so many missed tackles. And, like, I don't know. Like, on the McCaffrey, the last touchdown, actually both of the McCaffrey touchdowns, there were so many missed tackles on, which, granted, it's Christian McCaffrey, and he does that to people.
The really long one was the bad one.
Yeah.
That 40-yarder.
Also, I saw a video today of the Aaron Jones run, and some people were like, why didn't he take that to the house? First off, I don't think he had the angle to even get there. But secondly, Josh DeGuara, our third-string tight end, completely fucked up Aaron Jones on that run because he happened to be the lead blocker, and he cut in front of him to not block anybody, and then came back across the field and ran side by side with the player and still didn't block him.
I'm gonna try to find a video.
Maybe if he makes that block, he does get there. I don't know. It was just look up Joshua DeGuara and you might find it. The Love picks, I can't blame Love for anything in this game because he did put us in the position to win this game, and being a first year starter and first playoff trip and everything, I think he played well. I don't think he played great. It wasn't a great game from him. He played good enough to get us the win. We just couldn't do it. With that being said, I do think Joe Barry still needs to be fired. I'm not worried that we haven't done it yet. Usually the Packers aren't very quick to fire people. It usually takes them a little bit. Anders Carlson has been getting a lot of heat, our kicker, obviously. And people are saying we need to cut him. I don't know if I've fully made up my mind on that one yet. I think being a rookie kicker, it's kind of hard to be so quick on the trigger with a rookie kicker, especially when kickers definitely aren't perfect. Like, you're not going to go out there and get a perfect kicker unless you can fucking get Justin Tucker, which you're not. So I'm not against keeping him and letting him develop. I don't know. I hope Matt LaFleur's still back next year. His offense still was good. I wonder if the second half, the fourth quarter collapse, the last 4 drives, was a LaFleur problem or if that was a player problem. I don't know. I guess I'd have to watch it a little bit closer, but I am disappointed in the loss. I am exhilarated about the season, and I am so excited for next year because we barely have any free agents. The only free agent, I should say the only key free agent we really lose is A.J. Dillon, which I'm not that upset about losing an RB2. So,
my thoughts on this game were you guys showed Detroit that the 49ers are beatable. Because before that game, honestly, they felt like a juggernaut to me. I'm hoping that their players weren't rusty. I'm hoping that they just have some holes because Aaron Jones, granted, great offensive line blocking, but he had a lot of holes. He ran for 108. Purdy did not look good either. This was a super winnable game for the Packers, and that's what sucks.
Purdy looked horrible.
But part of it that worries me is that it was rainy and wet, and was that the fact? And it's going to be beautiful this weekend. We'll get into that in the preview. I keep fucking doing that. Now, I did watch that Aaron Jones run. That's not on that Joshua guy, whatever the fuck he said. Aaron Jones took a bad angle. He also got caught. He was getting tackled no matter what. If we're watching the same play, DeGuara was in front. He did run a little bit too far, but there was probably nothing he could do to.
He did cut him off though too.
No, he didn't at all. Not in the one I watched. Maybe I'm watching the wrong one, but I don't know how many 50-yard rushes Jones had. I think he only had one. So
I was going to say there was only one.
He didn't cut him off at all. But moving on, we'll watch it after this, and then we can argue about it then. The thing that sucks about Carlson is that the Packers have had this very clear plan of we're going to build it from the ground up. They drafted Love, had him
Draft
sit
and
behind
develop.
Rodgers. And then, draft and develop. That's what I meant to say. So you drafted this kicker who was going to be your guy. You literally drafted him, and he cost you the season. He cost you a couple games this year, too. He was not good, right?
He missed a field goal in 10 of the last 12 games.
Exactly. That's rough. And it's
Which is like, that part is where it's kind of like, okay, is it a rookie problem, or is it just he's not actually as good as we think he might be?
I did hear from a kicking expert that there was a little bit of a problem with the hold, but it wasn't bad enough to miss the field goal. So take that how you want it. Great fucking season for Green Bay, though. I mean, exceeded your expectations, I think, just because your expectations were, I just hope Jordan Love looks good, and he looked fucking great. So you guys also beat the Cowboys.
I will say when we did our preseason picks and like went schedule by schedule, I did pick them as coming into the playoffs as a wild card.
Yeah, but I think you had them at like 11-6. And I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You had them sweeping the Lions, too. I remember that. So you were wrong there. At least you were a little bit wrong. But you're fucking – you were pretty good with your takes this year, I think. We could go back, but, I mean, you definitely hit the Texans. That one sticks out. You were all over the Packers, clearly. I didn't
Ravens,
think
Super Bowl.
Ravens, Super Bowl looks very good right now. Yeah. So I'll save that for the preview, I guess. Jesus Christ. I'm all over the place. Best game of the weekend, question mark? Lions, Bucs? No, second best?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Packers,
maybe even
Niners.
third best. I think Packers-Niners was the second best. I think Bills and Chiefs was the best of the weekend.
Yeah.
But I don't think
agree.
You can't put Packers-Niners at 3 either. So I'd go, if I was ranking the weekend, I'd say Chiefs-Bills 1, Niners-Packers 2. I'd say Chiefs-Bills 1A, Packers-Niners 1B, and then the Lions-Bucs 2. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Bucs and Lions. Game was at home. Place was absolutely fucking rocking. The Lions took the ball off the kickoff. I was kind of upset about that. And then we went 3 and out on our first drive, so that was not good. But then the defense came out, got a pick on the first drive. We turned that into 3. Jared Goff looked good. The run game looked good. We're a second half team type of game. The first half, our defense, by the way, right now our defense is playing phenomenal football, except for 2-minute drills. They can't stop a 2-minute drill if it was a fucking middle school team.
And Cam Sutton.
Huh?
And Cam Sutton.
Cam Sutton is a fucking problem. He is, like I said last week, I wasn't going to bitch about anything because we won, and I'm going to try to stick to that. But Cam Sutton signed a 3-year, I looked it up, I believe it was a 3-year, $41 million deal. And he is a fucking problem. And not in the good way where you say, that guy's a problem. No, he's a fucking issue. That's the term for it. He's a goddamn issue. I think it's a little bit unfortunate, though, because Cam Sutton would be a probably decent cornerback 2, because then you're guarding this guy in the slot or the wide receiver 2. And I feel like he could have locked up Godwin. But when you get up against that wide receiver 1, like Jefferson killed him, CeeDee Lamb killed him, and Mike Evans killed him last week. So it's in him going up against Debo this week or Ayuk or Kittle, like not good. Not good on that front. So scared of the pass game this week, hoping that Purdy fucks it up. Look at me, I'm previewing again. Jesus fucking Christ. Jared Goff in the fourth quarter he looked like an MVP. If Jared Goff played the whole season like he played the fourth quarter, he would have won MVP. Because holy shit, I don't think he threw an incompletion. He made the throws when he needed to. I was a little upset in the moment with the play calling when we could have just ran the ball. But Ben Johnson, man, he said, no, we're going to get the first downs through the air too. And it was fucking awesome. This game looks a lot closer than it was. The Lions were up 31-17 with, I think it was 4 minutes left. What did you think about the Bucs going for 2 when they could have kicked an extra point to go down 7?
So
do you like that or no?
Personally, I don't. I get the mathematics behind it because it's the whole, if you get the first one, you can go for the win on the second one. If you miss the first one, you have to go for 2 anyways on the second one. So you're going for 2 twice regardless. No, actually not regardless. So I get it, especially like being in the playoffs, you want to win. You want to try and get it done and over with. Just be quick and get the win in advance. But overtime's not ideal. So I get the math, but personally, like if I was a coach, I would much rather just take the 2 almost guaranteed field goals and move on.
I think it's
like you never know what's going to happen. What if something crazy happens and there's a pick six or a fumble recovery?
I think that strategy is maybe a regular season strategy, but in the playoffs, man, take the extra point. The other fuck up by the head coach of the Bucs, who is Bowles, Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles.
End of the game, the Lions are milking it. The Bucs had one timeout, and the Lions got to fourth down, and we had to snap it with, I think they snapped it with 38 seconds left. They could have milked more, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And Todd Bowles did not call the timeout. You could have made the Lions attempt a field goal with a chance to block it and return it. Could have been a missed field goal. You could have given Baker 30 seconds and 45-yard field or 55-yard field, and Todd Bowles held on to it. So that got me thinking when I sent you the TikTok on Sunday. I was like, what the fuck? What happened here? And the reason the Lions didn't milk it was because they didn't call it on the first kneel, so they're like, oh, whatever, they're giving up. But why are you giving up? It's the playoffs. Even I think there's some sort of maybe like the unwritten rules of baseball, like a gentleman's thing. Like, oh, I didn't call it on the first one, I can't now. But fuck that. It's the playoffs. Call that timeout. Even if it's, slimy, who cares? If we would have missed that field goal, you have a chance, and it's the playoffs. What are we talking about? And then in his post-game presser, he was like, oh, well, they were set up for the field goal, and I don't want to delay the inevitable. Dude, you're a loser. You gave up.
What?
He didn't say
I didn't hear that.
He didn't say delay the inevitable. He said
I was going to say, if he said inevitable, I would have fired him on the spot.
No, he said what did he say?
Send him to the sun.
I'm going to look it up. But yeah, he said something along those lines where it was like, "Oh, they were going to win, like why even try?" I'm going to look this up cuz it was bad post game.
I'm going to apologize in advance if you can hear me eating. Our food got here late, so I'm currently eating as we're recording because it's a little bit late today.
Here we go. He said, you can't really hear, by the way. It's not that bad. So they asked, why didn't you use that last time out there? Bowles said it's not a gentleman's agreement. He said they were in field goal range. We'd have had 12 seconds calculated after using that timeout to come back from it. Then we'd have been down 11 points, so it's kind of pointless. You kind of know when the game is over. The game was over. First of all, his math was wrong. It says later in this article, the Lions' last kneel was at 37 seconds. So if you call your timeout right there, right, say you got 36. Kick the field goal. If we miss it, you got 30, and it was at it said somewhere here. Where the fuck were we on the field? It was a 49-yard kick, so probably at the 35. So there you go. It would have been a 65-yard field, 30 seconds. Very doable the way our defense looked. You could definitely set yourself up for a Hail Mary. That is, he should have been fired for sure, because how do you not call that timeout? And then to say,
I don't know though. Todd Bowles has been a pretty decent coach.
Yeah, and this,
except for when he was with the Jets.
The fact that this Bucs team made the playoffs and looked good, it's because of him. But you got to call that timeout.
Is it more him or more Baker?
Baker was good this year. He'll get he's a free agent too. Did you know that?
Yep.
So pay the man.
So is Evans.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a little combo next year. Baker and Evans. Anything else about this game for me?
I have one thing.
Go ahead.
So I mentioned this to you, but I didn't think, I thought I'd be fully rooting for the Lions in this game, and I didn't think this would piss me off, but when the Lions won, it kind of pissed me off because not like I was pissed at the Lions. I was pissed that the Lions were able to get to the NFC Championship and the Packers weren't, because we should have won that game.
Yeah.
With that being said, I don't want either NFC team to win this week.
I get what you're saying, but you can't take it out on the Lions. It's not the Lions' fault you lost. It's Carlson's fault. You can just hate that guy.
Did you see the tweet of fan, or I think it was either teams that I'm rooting for going forward?
Yeah, I saw that, and at first I was like, this is dumb. But then I realized, there are some Packers fans that, for whatever reason, hate the Lions. But if you go through the replies, the majority of the Pack fans are like, how can you not root for the Lions? They've been through hell and back, and now they're here. So, majority of Packer fans, don't mind you, appreciate you.
I'm not rooting against them.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
No, I'm not rooting against you.
No, you're trying to hide it and do all this. Oh, good job, man. I'm happy for you. But you're not. You're not. You don't like the Lions. You are a closeted Lions hater.
No,
we're not. You are.
I'm not cheering for you, but I'm not cheering against you.
First
If
of
you
all,
win,
first
great.
of all,
If you
as a
don't,
friend,
great.
you're my best friend. You should be like, this is awesome, man. Good for you, blah, 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 whatever. Also, you should be pissed that the Niners, you should automatically be rooting for the Lions, even if it was the only one I would understand is the Bears. I know you are deep-seated, hate the Bears, even the Vikings. But you should be rooting for the Lions to beat the 49ers because you hate the 49ers. The 49ers have beaten the shit out of the Packers for the last, 6,
See, but then
7?
then comes the little brother talk like you guys started last week.
No. I said one thing because it was funny, and that was it. I would get it if I was hammering. By the way, I texted in a group chat with Austin and a bunch of other people. I said, San Francisco, we're coming for you. Nobody beats up on our little brother. That was just a quick funny thing.
You beat us twice.
3 times. We swept you last year.
Okay, so what?
All I'm saying is that currently we're the big brother. But the one you sent, the graphic, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was a good one. With what's the fuck is that guy's name? Master something. Master.
I don't remember. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember.
That
what
was
his name
probably
is,
more
though.
accurate, where the Packers have, beat up on the teams that beat up on us for so many years, and now it's our turn. But I do think that you have a closeted Lions hate, and it drives me insane because the Lions are so fun. We're America's sweetheart right now. I do not see any Lions slander online other than the teams we beat. Rams fans are still salty. I brought that up last week that they're like, oh, look at this dirty fucking hit, blah, blah, blah. Fuck Rams fans. I'm done with Rams fans. Stafford, still love you, but Kelly Stafford, die in a hole. Rams fans, there's this one in particular. You know how Twitter does their shit with their suggested tweets. And this guy just pops up all day. Even after the Lions beat the Bucs, before the game, he was like, the Bucs are going to beat you. You guys are fucking frauds, blah, blah, blah. And then we beat the Bucs, and he's still going. He's going back to the dirty hits. He found a couple in the Bucs game, supposedly. But we are fucking humming right now.
I will say,
go ahead.
The Lions TikTok was fabulous.
Which one?
Post game. Shitting on all the Bucs fans.
Oh.
Like Jinxie.
Yep. The Jinxie. I saw the Jinxie
hilarious.
video pregame, and it pissed me off. And then postgame, to see the Lions use that was awesome. And then the end of it, too, with the Baker going, fuck, and cutting it off. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is probably the best thing to come of all the technology in sports is team social media just shitting on other fan bases. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love it. The only time I don't love it is when it's mine, obviously. But currently, nobody's been able to do that to me yet. So, first of all, or I guess not first of all, but it's been a good fucking new year for your boy. A national championship and 2 playoff wins. What the fuck? I don't deserve this. But I will tell you that my mental health has been perfect the start of this year here, these last 23 days. So, hopefully the Lions get it done this week. But I got some things in the preview. I got a speech. I got a hot take. I'm so excited. But let's recap this last game first, unless you had anything else about the Lions. I have one more thing. Dan Campbell's crying too much. Too much cry. He cried after the first playoff win. That's fine. He was proud. That's it. This week he cried again. We can't be crying anymore. Now we got to nut up and we're men. You know what I mean? But his cries are like the manliest cry ever, where there's not tears. It's just choked up. But that's a cry to me. So, Bills and Chiefs, this game was a lot of fun. The first half was high scoring. There was only one punt until the fourth quarter. And then, of course, like I said earlier, Mahomes pulled it out. This game was a fucking struggle for me. As we were watching, I told you that I had a correct score. First of all, I had a correct score for the Packers game that had a good chance if he made the field goal. It was 24-17 Packers. So make the field goal and then get a stop at Cash's. That was like 1,000. Well, how much was that? Did I say it was 1,000 or 700?
I thought it was, 7.
It was like 3 for 700, right? And then I'm like, well, fuck, that missed. Whatever. We get down to the Chiefs and Bills game, and I've got it was Bills 31, Chiefs 27. That was $1 for 600 or $3 for 600. Bills were driving down. God, this ad keeps starting and it can't focus. Bills are driving, man. They got down to like the 24-23 with 2 minutes left. I'm like, all right, milk clock, score a touchdown. They got stopped. They missed the field goal. Another missed field goal to cost the team a chance. And
Not even close either.
No, that thing, it looked like remember the old Buffalo Wild Wings commercials where they turn on the fans so they go to overtime? That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
That thing.
It looked like Mason Crosby in Minnesota.
Yeah, that thing started straight and it just off to the right. It looked like when I hit my driver. That thing fucking off to the right. It was crazy.
4.
Exactly. And then, man, I feel so bad for Josh Allen because it feels like he is such a good quarterback, and it's just unfortunate that he is in the AFC because Patrick Mahomes has beat him 3 out of his 4 playoff appearances. Joe Burrow got him 2 years ago, but they can't get past Mahomes, man. Even a year where it felt like the Chiefs were taking a step back, and here we are, Bills are at home again.
I forgot to tell you about this, but so you know how I got back into Bovada this week, loading up for Super Bowl props and everything.
Yeah.
So I went to the NFL to see if there was anything out for the crazy Super Bowl props, the national anthem over under, Gatorade colors, stuff like that.
Yep.
They had odds for what team will Josh Allen play for next year if it's not with the Bills.
Oh.
Guess who the favorite was?
Who needs a quarterback? So I'm not guessing yet, but maybe the Falcons. I feel like the Falcons is too obvious, though. The reason you're bringing it up is because it's not obvious. The Commanders.
Mm-hmm. No, it was the Giants at plus 280.
Oh, I could have got that. Dable. He loves
Oh,
Dable.
yeah, I didn't think about that.
He loves
Plus,
Dable.
I guess it's staying in New York, technically.
Exactly.
But I was like, the Giants?
What type of package do you think it would take to trade for? First of all, the Bills are never trading Josh Allen. But what?
No, I think they need to trade Stephon Diggs, though.
Diggs, yeah, he looked bad. This whole year was mediocre for him, and then the end of that game there, he had Josh Allen threw 3 deep balls, 2 were to Diggs. One of them went directly through his hands, and then the other one he could have maybe dove for, but he didn't. And Diggs just kind of looks washed, man. But
did you see the?
Go ahead.
Quick, did you see the stats of Stephon Diggs versus Justin Jefferson since the trade for Diggs to get the pick that got Jefferson?
No, but I bet Jefferson has been a lot better.
Jefferson's got like 600 more yards and a couple more touchdowns on him, and he's also played like 8 less games.
I was gonna say he was hurt this year and he had an injury last year. So
yeah,
the fact that they didn't they trade the Chiefs a pick that turned into Mahomes? No, they traded back in the draft and the Chiefs traded up and took Mahomes. That's what it was.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I saw that today. They traded back, and then the Chiefs got Mahomes. That was before Josh Allen, obviously. And then the Diggs trade. See, but the Diggs trade was good at the start, and it's just unfortunate that he's now aging. How old is he even, actually? Stephon Diggs. Yeah, he's 30, man. I mean, there it is. 30. That's the death note right there. Crazy stat of the day. Most people know this. Mahomes has been a starter for 6 years. This is his 6th season starting, and he's been to the AFC Championship every fucking year. Can you believe that? Every fucking year, Chiefs fans have got to watch an AFC Championship. He's gone to the Super Bowl.
That is crazy.
What? He's been 3 times, right? He's 2-1 in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not fucking fair, man. I want that. Can you imagine? Would you rather have your situation where you've got a Super Bowl and you were in the playoffs a lot? This is a dumb question because you definitely take the 2 Super Bowls with the AFC Championship every year. But I was going to say only going 6 times and only going half the time is not great. But then again, it is great, because they won 1, then they went back.
Well, you could phrase it as, it's the Royals-Tigers discussion that we always have.
It's not, though.
The Royals and Dodgers, that's what it was.
It's not, though, because the Chiefs have won 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you think about before Mahomes,
yeah,
they weren't really like a Super Bowl contender year to year, and now that they have this little bit of a window where they've won 2, been to 3 in the last 6 years. It's kind of like the Royals when they were good for a couple of years.
Here's the thing, though, too, is that we keep saying that eventually it's going to run out and Mahomes won't have anybody to throw to. He didn't have shit this year. Kelsey took a step back. They lost Hill. Rashee Rice was all they had, who had a good year. But then look at the other ones. Hardman, who you can't trust because he fumbled twice in that fucking game. Almost cost him the game. And then Kadarius Toney has cost him a lot of games this year. He doesn't have anybody. And he's making these guys look decent. Obviously, you still got Pacheco. He's great. Your defense was decent. But it just feels like they're always going to build around him. And he's got a big contract, so it's like, oh, eventually they're going to run out of money. But it doesn't matter. They just draft these guys. Rashee Rice, they draft him. What was he, second round, third round? And he's fucking good because of Mahomes. So I think Mahomes is the new Brady. And all he has to do is win as many or just as much as Brady, and he'll be the fucking GOAT. I could see Mahomes being the next GOAT, and it will literally be the Michael Jordan, LeBron James conversation that we have with our parents. We're going to have with our kids, Tom Brady and Mahomes. Maybe not with our kids. Well, because let's see, LeBron came into the league when I was 4. So, yeah, that doesn't work out. Nope, can't be Mahomes because I'm not having a kid for at least probably 3-4 years. So Mahomes will see. That's the thing. I could have a kid for 3-4 more years, and then when they're 7 or 8, they could watch Patrick Mahomes in the fucking Super Bowl because Mahomes might still be playing. It's fucking crazy. Anything else on this game other than the fact? This was before our time, but Scott Norwood, Bills kicker. The Bills back in the 90s went 4 straight years to the Super Bowl, lost all 4. I would hate that. I would have probably killed myself if the Lions ever did that. So if you ask me, would you rather have that or the Lions situation 0-16, I'd rather go 0-16 every fucking time. But the first one, their kicker had a chance to win it, and he sent it right, and the replay looks identical, and it is scary. It didn't hook as much as Tyler Bass's, but in terms of distance from the post, fucking equal. Scary.
That's just like the Favre pick.
I was just going to bring that up, the Favre Love
versus Love pick. Yeah.
That was identical. And, it's like, I saw a video. I was going to send it to you, but it was
Favre's was way worse.
Huh?
Favre's was way worse, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, situational-wise. Especially they were in field goal range.
Favre was in field goal range. Could have ran for a first down. Love was basically dead. But I saw a video, and I was going to send it to you, but I believe it was Saturday night, so it was obviously fresh, and I didn't want you to think I was talking shit. But the guy made a good point. He said, Packers fans, you have nothing to be ashamed of, or not ashamed of. You shouldn't be disappointed. Jordan Love is fucking great. He obviously learned some stuff behind Rodgers, but guess what? There's stuff you can't learn sitting on a bench watching somebody else. He goes, you got to go out there. You got to make the mistakes. And he said, this is one that Love will remember the rest of his career, and you will never see him make this mistake again on that kind of stage. So there's your silver lining, is that he made a mistake. Yeah, sucks. But honestly, was this team really ready to go out and beat the Ravens? Probably not. So,
No. Shout out to my mom for being the biggest Love hater out there, by the way.
She's a Love hater?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? What did she say?
I don't know. She just... When Rodgers became our quarterback... Sorry, I'm chewing.
You're good.
When Rodgers became our quarterback, she was big on, you got to give him time. Like, he's going to be good. You just got to give him time. Love steps in. She's like, he's not the guy.
I feel like there's an underlying story there. Has to do
I don't know. I don't question.
Has to do with, let's just say colors. Moving on. By the way, Wisconsin, Minnesota tied up at 57-57, Austin.
God damn it.
Moving on, let's do our preview here. We're already at about an hour, so, well, that's actually not bad. Predictions, should we do real quick? Because I think your predictions... Well, I'm kind of curious about your NFC predictions. So we know you're taking the Ravens, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're taking the Ravens. I'm going to take the Chiefs. I am going to do it. I'm taking the Chiefs.
I don't think the Chiefs stand a chance. When you said take the Chiefs, take the points, I completely disagree.
That's fine. I also realize that if we just agree again, I don't know if we're going to agree, though. So I'll do my pick for the NFC first, obviously, because it's pretty clear. I'm taking the Lions. I'll get to it in the preview here in a second, but I think we can win this fucking game, and I'll tell you how. And I have a speech for the boys. I'll do that probably before roulette. Who are you taking in the NFC Championship, and why?
I mean, I'd rather have the Lions win this game.
Okay.
But
you realize, well, I kind of helped you out, though, because if you're trying to win the picks, you statistically should take the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if the Ravens win, you're up. But, so you are taking the Lions.
I'll take the Lions because I don't have any money on this.
You do, though. You need the Niners in the bowl for $200.
No, I know. I'm saying like on our little picks here, I don't have any money. So
Gotcha.
if I'm wrong, it doesn't really hurt me.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then it's a win-win. If the Lions win, I win this pick, and if the Niners win, then I'm guaranteed money. So, question for you.
Yep.
No, actually, I'll save it.
Okay.
I'll save it until we do the previews.
Well, let's preview Ravens Chiefs. It's going to be a great fucking game. It's going to be cold. That's why CJ Stroud sucked last week. I forgot to mention that. I think I did in our preview. I said CJ Stroud struggles in the cold. That's why I flipped to the Ravens. Kickoff was like 32 degrees last week. CJ Stroud sucked. Mahomes in the cold, though, not a fucking problem. You just saw it last week against the Bills. So I think it's going to be one of those surprisingly defensive games. And I think we're going to be sitting there like, why are the Ravens not running more? Because they're going to be trying to throw. And I think the Chiefs will have a solution to Lamar's legs. So I think the Chiefs pull it out.
That's crazy. I also was kind of thinking along the same lines as far as it being a defensive battle. Ravens maybe trying to do too much. Pat Mahomes doing Pat Mahomes things.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I think the Ravens defense is just going to be too much for Mahomes and the Chiefs. And I think that I don't think the Chiefs will be able to really stop Lamar's legs as much as you think they might be able to. So
it also
I'm taking the Ravens. Here.
Like on Sunday, if you asked me, before the Chiefs game, and you said, "Hey, imagine the Chiefs beat the Bills. Who wins, Chiefs or Ravens?" I would have said the Ravens. But after watching Mahomes in Buffalo, I'm just like, it's fucking Patrick Mahomes, man. He does it every fucking year, it seems like, where you're like, it's going to end eventually, and it doesn't. So it's kind of a prove it thing. Like, I don't think the Ravens have not been good in the playoffs as of recent. So until last week, they looked very good. But if they win this, I totally respect them, by the way. But I will respect them in terms of, yeah, they can go to the Super Bowl. So it's kind of a prove it deal. And honestly, with the way the Harbaughs are right now, and just the story of, wow, Jim Harbaugh won the college football national championship, and now John Harbaugh is in the Super Bowl, I could see it for sure. But you got to go through the best player in the league currently. So that's why I took the Chiefs. Do you want to do score predictions since there's only 2 games?
Sure.
All right, so I will say I'm going to take the Chiefs 17 to, I'm going to say 13. What do you got?
I'm going to take the Ravens 20-17.
20 to 17 Ravens.
Should we see if we can find a Chiefs exact total 17 points somewhere?
I'm just going to bet correct scores like I did last week. Or are you saying just for this?
Well, I know, but I'm saying we both have the Chiefs scoring 17. Should we try to find
I don't know if you can bet
what
that.
the odds for?
I'll probably do an alternate under.
You can do a same game parlay, Chiefs over 16.5, under 18.5.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that gives you some room too. You can get 18.
Oh, sorry, over 16.5,
Okay.
under 17.
Now we don't have any more room.
Yeah.
All right. Lions-Niners. We're obviously going to talk longer about this game. The Detroit Lions have made me such a fucking happy person this whole year. They also made me a fucking pissed off person a couple games. The Ravens game in particular. By the way, that's when I saw the Ravens were real, when they played the Lions and we looked like fucking high schoolers. We can win this fucking game. I watched the Packers go out there and dominate that game. The Packers dominated that game. It was back and forth a little bit, but they dominated. They ran the ball. They controlled the clock. We said it the whole game while we were playing. We said, wow, you got to control the clock. That's it. Control the clock. Don't let them have the ball. And obviously, Debo being out helped. So, Detroit fans, say your prayers that Debo will not play this weekend. Concussion protocol, anything. Or just send Kirby Joseph at him because according to the Rams fans, he's getting paid to take out players, bounty hunter. But, man, run the ball. Our defense has looked good. We're getting pressure on the quarterback. We had 3 sacks last week on Baker. Brock Purdy, he's got legs, but they're not Lamar Jackson legs. So send the fucking pressure. Don't give him time to throw the ball. And don't get beat over the top. If you don't get beat over the top, you're good. Now, not getting beat over the top is easier said than done. And the other thing I learned from the Packers is don't leave George Kittle wide open down the middle on a 4 verts play. That cost them.
Yeah.
Now, do we know who's announcing this game yet? Is it Greg Olsen? I forgot to mention that.
What channel is it on? That'll tell you.
To look. We're on Fox. It's going to be Greg Olsen. So last week in the Packers Niners game, I said, Greg Olsen. I'm betting tight ends to score touchdowns. So I bet on every single tight end to score. And obviously Kittle scored. And then Tucker Kraft plus 700. So shout out to myself. Great play there. So let's see. Injury report, by the way. Deebo Samuel, questionable. Lions. Anzalone's questionable. Raymond's questionable. James Houston, by the way, they really teased us with that one. That he got activated and he was going to play, and then he didn't fucking play last week. So hopefully he plays this week. That'd be big. The other big piece is that Jonah Jackson got hurt last week. He had surgery, and he's still only doubtful. I don't know how he's not out. So that's a big piece there. He's our left guard. And Ragnow, I forgot to mention, he's a dog. Did you see the play where his knee got hurt?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fucker got rolled up on by Jared Goff. His knee bent 7 different ways. He couldn't walk. He sat out 5 plays, I think. And then the next time he came in was at the goal line, and he fucking blocked Vita Vea on 4th and goal and got rolled up on again. Played the rest of the game with a sprained knee and sprained ankle, and he's probably going to play this week. That is just Detroit grit right there. And I bet you know what? First of all, we would have never been playing last week under this guy, but Matt Patricia, nobody's playing for him like that. That's why I love Dan Campbell. So, run the ball, control the clock. Give me 1 turnover. I like Brock Purdy to throw a pick this week. We get a lot of those weird bounce passes against the big teams. Look at the Chiefs game. We got a tip pick 6. Last week, we had a tip interception. Did we pick off Stafford? No pick against Stafford, but I do like Purdy to throw a pick. Probably plus odds this week, too. What else do we need to do to win this game?
It was plus last week, so.
Purdy to throw one? No.
Yeah.
No.
When I went to grab it first, I think it was.
To throw one, yeah. Well, nope. No, because you had it as a lock, not a long shot. The long shot was Love under. That was plus odds.
Update. Are you watching the Gamecast right now?
No.
Wisconsin's up 1, 5 seconds left. We just got a block. Tyler Wall blocked Elijah Hawkins. And Minnesota just fouled.
That's fine.
5 seconds left, up 1.
Just fucking cover the 3.5. Holy shit. I took Minnesota plus 3.5 for those listening. Yeah, I really think this is a winnable game. I can't believe we're 7-point underdogs. I get it. It's on the road. But this is my ultimate, was Jake right? Because I have talked shit about Brock Purdy all year about how he's not the MVP. He's very average. But honestly, some people look at Goff that way. Some people call Goff an average quarterback. So it's the battle of average white guys at quarterback. I've got another stat that I sent to you earlier in the week. So Nick Bosa, known racist, his average sacks per game against black QBs is 1.125, and his average sacks per game against white QBs is 0.6. So we got the edge there. Chase Young, by the way, did you notice that he is not good?
Yeah,
he's been bad.
He's bad.
So I'm so fucking pumped for this game. But I'm gonna throw it out there right now. I will not be incredibly. What the hell? Sorry, some random bullshit just popped up. I will not be sad if we lose this game. Actually, I take that back. I will be sad. I will not be disappointed. It's been a great fucking year. With that being said, score prediction. I'm obviously taking the Lions. I think it's gonna be some points in this game. What was the final score of the Packers game? 24-21 they lost?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take – that was in a rainy game. It's fucking beautiful, 70 degrees and sunny, by the way. I'm going to go Lions 34. Oof, I don't know. That seems like a lot. No, I'm taking Lions 34, and I'm going to say Niners 30. Something weird. Yep, that's what I'm going with. Big, high-scoring game. Lions outperform. Jared Goff, homecoming, by the way. Grew up in California. Score prediction, Austin.
Interesting. Just because I have the Lions, I would go... What's the total on this game?
I can actually look right now. I got FanDuel popping up. I have no idea, though. I didn't even look, because I don't want to...
I feel like it's probably like 50...
God damn it.
52 maybe.
You know what I hate about this is a vent session real quick. Using FanDuel on the computer, if you want to jump between Sportsbook and Casino, it's got to open a new fucking app every time.
I wish I was watching this game right now.
Why?
Holy shit. I'm just going to read off the last 5 plays of this game.
The total is get your prediction out before you do. Total is 50.5.
Okay. 50.5. I'll go Lions 28. Niners 27.
Oh, tight one. My heart will not be able to take that.
Yep. Where did it go? So, Minnesota, we fouled twice, sent them to the line up 3. Made the first, missed the second, offensive rebound, missed jumper, offensive rebound, missed layup. Game over.
Hey, cover the spread. That's all that matters, brother.
Wow.
We'll take it. Oh, you had the money line, didn't you?
In a parlay.
Hey, covered the spread. That's all I care about. Big comeback, too. They were down at half. All right.
Yep.
I have a motivational speech that I put together. I'm gonna do it after roulette. So let's do roulette first. Let me share my screen to you. By the way, roulette, man, we are up 80 on the season. Not too shabby if you ask me. Oops, I think I shared the wrong screen. What are you looking at right now? My Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, wrong screen. Good thing I didn't have the porn up. You know what I'm saying? There we go. That should be right now. All right. Should we do...
Yes, sir.
Nah. I was going to... No. All right, what do we got? So...
Watch your location not work.
No, it'll work. It always does. It just takes forever, dude. There we go. All right. So we got...
Think we can get 13 points from Kentucky, South Carolina in 1 minute and 13 seconds?
No, you need overtime. Don't hit our number. There we go. All right, so 5 is the back-to-backer. Our numbers are kind of cold. That's all right, though. Come on, load. Here we go. 0, 2, 3, 9. Oh, forgot about 5, 13, 22, 23, 24, 30. We have been hot as a motherfucker on these numbers, so let's keep it going. What have we hit? 3 weeks in a row now?
2,
I
I think.
Or maybe it's 2 of the last 3, because I think we missed 2 weeks ago. But we hit last week. Last week we went big, though. What did we do? 3 in a row? 2 in a row?
I think we
2
went
in a row. We missed the third. That's what it was. No lightning numbers, man. I want to hit one.
Damn.
All right, so hit one of our numbers here so we can go back-to-back with a lightning. I'd love that. Here we go. Ooh, 11, right next to our 30. Damn. That's all right, though. Having a good year still. Let's see.
You win some, you lose some.
So that takes us to up 60 since we started tracking that. Pretty fucking good if you ask me. All right, my Lions speech, and then we'll send you on your way. This is only for Detroit fans, so everybody else, go ahead and walk away unless you're interested. So here's what we got. Detroit. I know the world is going to doubt us here going up against the 49ers at Levi Stadium. Tough weather, tough crowd, on the road, West Coast, time change. But it's time that we expose that bitch-ass Brock Purdy for the fraud that he is. We could play them 10 times. And they might win 9. They might win 9 of those 10 games. But all it takes is 1. And they're not going to win this weekend. This is our fucking game. Go out there, be great. Jared Goff, 400 fucking yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 100 yards rushing and receiving. Amon-Ra, 2+ touchdowns. Laporta, touchdown. All of it. All of it. Give me it all. Blow them out. We are 8 quarters away from a Super Bowl. Get out there and win it. Ah, the crowd goes wild. What'd you think? Rate that out of 10.
7.
Hey, I'll take a 7. That's not bad. I will say they can play us 10 times and win 9 times, but it just takes 1. That's not my quote. I saw it somewhere. I don't know. But I loved it. I want to get that fucking tatted on me. You know? I could fall down 9 times, but I'll get up that 10th time or something like that. Just kidding. That's lame as fuck. All right.
That sounds like Dan Campbell right there.
Big game this weekend. Go Lions. I'd rather play the Chiefs than the Ravens, so I guess I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Damn.
Oh, who I'd rather play?
Yeah.
Definitely the Chiefs after what the Ravens did to us and we beat the Chiefs.
Do you see any potential way that the NFC winner beats the AFC winner? Personally,
only if it's the Lions. Because I'll make myself believe, but if it's the Niners, I don't think they're beating either of them. But okay. I think the way we're playing right now, we could beat anybody except for maybe the Ravens.
AFC to win the Super Bowl lock.
Huh?
AFC to win the Super Bowl lock.
Probably. I mean, they're fucking probably minus 180. The AFC's been better than NFC for a long time. All right, that's all we have, folks. Soak in the football while you can, because after this weekend we have to watch the Pro Bowl, and that's just bleh. So have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, adore some tutties. Let's go fucking Lions. Get out there and fucking do it, baby. One pride. Come on. See you next week.
Golf is back. Peace.